Upbeat intro music fades out. Okay, imagine this. You're eating a packaged snack, let's say a granola bar. The label says all natural ingredients, right? But what if I told you that half the chemicals in there might have never been actually approved by the FDA? No joke. This isn't some conspiracy theory. It's a systemic loophole that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. And now RFK Jr. claims he's going to fix it. But wait, why does this loophole exist at all? And is his plan actually going to work? Or is this just another political stunt? Let's unpack this. Alright, so the core issue here is something called the GRAS loophole. GRAS stands for Generally Recognized as Safe, a designation created in the 1950s for obvious stuff like salt or vinegar, things people had been using for centuries without dying. Makes sense. But over time, companies started abusing this system. Now, if a food chemist and their buddies at Big Snack Company agree a new additive is safe, they can just declare it safe themselves. No FDA approval needed. No public record. No oversight. It's like letting a fast food chain hire its own health inspector. If that doesn't make your stomach churn more than expired mayo, I don't know what will. What many people don't realize is how absurdly broad this loophole has become. Companies aren't just sneaking in preservatives. They're adding nanoparticles, synthetic flavor enhancers, even stuff linked to hormonal disruption. And because the GRAS process was designed for Grandma's spice rack, not a lab-coated chemist's pet project, there's zero accountability. One study found over 1,000 additives currently in our food were never even reviewed by the FDA. Zero. That's not regulation, that's a participation trophy for corporate lobbying. Now enter RFK Jr.'s plan. Supposedly, he's going to close this loophole by forcing companies to submit their GRAS claims for review. On paper, it sounds noble. But here's where I get skeptical. How? The FDA has been understaffed and underfunded for years. Even if they wanted to review every new chemical, they'd need a small army of toxicologists and a budget that doesn't exist. And let's not pretend this isn't political. If this plan actually threatens Big Food's profit margins, you better believe the lobbyists will swarm Capitol Hill like vultures at a picnic. Remember when the USDA tried to regulate organic labeling? That fight took decades. This could end up being a symbolic gesture, not a real fix. But here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about food. The GRAS loophole is a symptom of a broken regulatory mindset. We've built a system where corporations are allowed to self-police entire industries, from chemicals to AI to pharmaceuticals. And every time, the pattern repeats. Innovation outpaces oversight, companies exploit the gray area, and the public gets caught in the crossfire. The real question isn't whether RFK's plan will work. It's whether we're finally ready to admit that letting industries regulate themselves is like asking a toddler to guard a cookie jar. So what's the solution? Maybe it's stripping GRAS of its legal loopholes entirely. Maybe it's funding agencies like the FDA properly. Or maybe it's a wake-up call that our entire approach to safety needs a reboot. Either way, this story isn't about food. It's about who we trust to keep us safe in a world where profit often wins over precaution. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, because trust me, this isn't a debate we can afford to sit out. Outro music fades in.